are you? Let me see if we already have some people watching us. Oh, 20 people already watching us.
Nice. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Folks, maybe we can, welcome everybody. Before we start, maybe we can wait just a couple more minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. In this meantime, let's chat a little bit. You can feel free to drop in the chat where you're from, what field do you work in, what you're expecting for the session. It will be a pleasure to know you all a little bit better. Let me keep an eye on chat to see you. Hey, Danet, how are you? Hey, Alfredo, where are you from, guys? A nice thing is that, a curiosity, me and Carolina, we are both from Brazil, but Carolina is not based on Brazil right now. And what about you? Let me know. Hey, Aviv. From Mexico. Amazing. Bienvenido. Great. Okay. You're shy. Oh, got it. I understand it. So I think that we can start presenting ourselves. I am Wendy. I am the marketing manager at Albato. Albato is a no-code integration and automation platform, and it's powered by AI, and we allow people to integrate, connect more than 1,000 apps. And today we'll show you some automations with Lusha. And for this, we have here with us today two special guests, Daniel and Carolina from Lusha. And I'll let them present themselves and also talk a little bit more about Lusha. Go ahead, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Wendy. I'll get started here on the Lusha side. Hi, everybody. My name is Carolina. I'm part of the solutions engineering team here at Lusha. So part of my day-to-day is to talk to customers and potential customers about workflows, automations. So I'm really excited for today's discussion and talk a little bit about how you guys can use Lusha and partnering here with Albato. So looking forward to the discussion and nice to meet you all.
Hey guys, how are you? I'm Daniel. I'm the technical product lead at Lusha. My day today is actually to show you what exactly we are going to see today, which is creating connectors, automations, working a lot with Lusha's API and with our partners, and excited to be here.
Wendy, I think you're muted.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the alert. I was saying thank you and mentioned that we have another participant from Mexico. That's amazing. Welcome, everybody. As Daniel mentioned, we are going to discuss here some revenue driving workflows that will help you power your pipeline. We're going to do a brief discussion first, then we are going to show you those automations, and at the end we are going to have a Q&A section. So if you have any question during the section, please feel free to drop in the chat, and we are going to answer them at the end. As we mentioned in our communications, we are also going to share with you the templates for the automations we are going to present. All you need to do is have an Albato account and Lusha account, and then we'll explain the step-by-step on how you can activate those templates or even improve it or customize it depending on your use cases. Okay, that's it. I think a good way to start is discussing a little bit more about the problems we're going to address with these automations. So I'm from the marketing team, and I feel the pain of having a broken pipeline. So I would like to understand from Daniel and from Carolina the main problems that they see from Lusha customers that still operate with manual enrichment, routing, and prospecting. What are their main issues in this segment? Could you please share with us?
Yes, so actually you're talking about really painful thing about a lot of customers that using Lusha, and I think like we can break down the subject for exactly for the three things you said: the prospecting, routing, and enrichment. And I think with prospecting, one of the worst thing is the manual prospecting, taking hours from the reps. If you need to do research for companies, really hunt for contacts and try to get any piece of information, copy that manual to a spreadsheet, then go over and remember what you added. And at that time already, maybe things can be outdated. And, because in our world, things changing so fast. And I think also that the main issue here is when, of course, when you're talking about those the prospecting, you have leads that then you need to route them. And when you're starting to route leads, sometimes you don't have enough information. You can get leads from webinars, from ads, from any event that you're going to. And sometimes you don't know even how to prioritize them, like what exactly is going in those companies, what is the title of those people. Maybe they have some interest, but you don't know who is the first one to call, right? Sometimes you go by the first in, first out. Like if that's the first lead, let's call him. It's not scalable. It's waste a lot of time. And sometimes bad lead. I can spend a lot of time on people that I don't know, like if I'm talking with the right person. And of course, when we're talking in terms of enrichment, so how to get the data, how to get the extra, the actually, we call it in Lusha, the Lusha secret sauce, right? Like the exact data that you need, like this phone number to call to the right person, if it's like a specific signal for the company, or if you have even already good leads, how to get like lookalike contacts or companies that really matching exactly the ICP and the profile that you're searching. So all of that together, like taking a lot of times, a lot of hours on the web, on LinkedIn, and I think that in today's world, that's exactly how we can solve it so easy, right? With today's all the capabilities of AI, all the amazing data that Lucia has, of course. This is why we're here, and actually that's why people coming back and using us again and again. And now when you can put this all together in one automation that works for you, just like you can sit on the table in the morning with your coffee and wait for the leads that are already ready with everything you need.
Spot on, Daniel. And I was just going to add as well, not to mention the time, because we know that, the less time that we spend doing those manual tasks, the better. It's also combining all the different platforms and solutions in just one place. Sometimes people take too long, just like combining everything from the form to a spreadsheet to a CRM to Slack to make sure everybody is in sync. So an automation, already talking about the benefits of it, but just brings everything together and makes people's life easier in a way that everything is working together in one place and save you time. So definitely something that is helpful there.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree with you. I leave it on my daily routine. I guess I mentioned I can like select three main difficulties that all the marketing analysts, marketing managers used to face. It's first how to find the leads, where to find leads. Um, then when we receive many leads, how to prioritize those leads, and of course, how to qualify those leads. I guess the main conflict in the companies, I'm pretty sure that's between sales and marketing, because marketing always saying, hey, I have a lot of leads, and sales is saying no, but they're not qualified. So I guess the workflows that we're going to present here today will help a lot in all those processes, but mainly in optimizing the user's workflows to promote them to receive more qualified leads and convert more of those leads as well. So I will start to present some of the automations we're going to show here. We are receiving new people here. So hey, from Netherlands, Bangladesh, welcome guys. I will share here in the chat the solution link for the first two automations I'm going to share with you right now. I will first share my screen here so you can also follow my presentation. Okay, I think you can already see my screen, right? Right, oh, perfect, thank you. So guys, I shared the link on YouTube, but basically it's the same solution that I have here. We call solutions in Albato the automation template, so it can more clear for you. If you don't have Albato account, you can create one for free. Or if you already have one, when you click the link, you will be able to install the solution. Or first, you can see more details about the automations we are offering for you here. When you click install, you will see those two automations that I mentioned. You can install each of them separately, or you can install both of them. I will start with this one here for enrich single contact, and then we'll click here, install. Basically, the next step will be to connect your account. So I will use this account from Maria at Albato and this Lusha test account from Lusha, as we are using two main tools here. Then we click continue and we'll have to map the fields. Let's see. Then we will select a list in our HubSpot, and then we will map the fields. Here I have already had my fields mapped, but basically we will select in the Lusha's step the information we will use as a basis to enrich our contact. So in the first name field, I will push the first name information from our CRM, the last name, the company name, and we can use other custom fields here as you need. And then we are going to update the contact with the information obtained by Lusha. You only have to select the fields in your CRM in which you want to add those new informations obtained. So then you will click continue, and you will have here your automation. Basically, what this will enable you to do. I will open the settings here. Every time a new contact is added in your CRM is in a specific list, and here I am using HubSpot, but you can change it for other CRMs. We have others already available in Albato, and if the app isn't there yet, you can integrate it yourself with no code through our no code app integrator. And then you will select the CRM here, and in this case, the trigger we are using is contact added in a list. Then we will enrich this contact with information from Lusha and then update again the contact in HubSpot. This will allow you to better understand the attributions for each lead and see which one is more qualified so you can target them first. And it will be all automatic, running in an automatic way. And you can also use here those buttons with plus to add other actions that you might think it's relevant for your case. So that means you can customize this template if you want to. And at the end, you just have to click start. You can also check the history here and the analytics of your automation as well. That's the first scenario. And we also have here the second one. I have already installed it as well. I will show you. Once you install, it will appear here in my installations under the solutions tab. So that I have installed a lot of times to show, but that's the second automation. And basically, the idea here is to select a trigger that you will schedule, and then you will run a search inside Lusha's platform to prospect relevant leads for you. So, for example, you can do it between specific hours and also determine the request frequency. So, every 1 minute during 24 hours, you will look for leads on Lusha. or you can select it once a day and set the time you want to run the automation, let's say at 11 a.m., or on specific weekdays, or on a specific days of the month, or under a custom schedule. Then you will save, and every time, once the time you selected start, the automation will run and will look for the contacts in Lusha. So here in this step, you will just have to set up the filters you want to use for your search. Here we select some contacts and departments, seniority, main industries, but you can do it the way it's better for your use cases. Then we use an internal tool from Albato that it's rows gleaning, just to have the information from the contact. And then we will map the fields here. It's already pre-mapped in the automation template. And at the end, you can send all those informations to Market or other tool, outreach tool, to add those leads into a sequence. So you look for leads that are relevant for you, and you will automatically enable them through our outreach campaign, everything in automated way as well. So these are the main use cases that I share in those first automations and why they're relevant. The first one, it will help you enrich contacts in bulk with verified phone numbers and other company data. And it will help you to find the buyers already hiding in your database. And the second one will help you build a prospect list that updates itself, and it will also help you to define your ideal customer once you have the automation find those matches. And as I told you, you can custom it with extra fields in the way you prefer. Okay. Hope you enjoyed those first two workflows. And right now, Daniel and Carolina, they will also show you a third one. I will also share the template here in the chat, and they will explain you step by step how they build it and how this can help you with your workflow.
Amazing. Thank you, Wendy. Let me share my screen. Okay, guys. So the following workflow you see right now, it's like something I try to think about those kind of conferences or any event that you go and you have maybe a form, maybe even on the website, that you can fill with some details. And then in order to instead of going like and searching for each lead and then maybe do some enrichment and any other thing, to already create a live process where every form that you get inside your system already will be enriched, already will get all the insights. And here we even add like some AI assistant that will analyze the data for you and will give you some Slack notifications in case like you want to get it maybe in Slack or any other platform that you're using. Same thing can be also for CRM or any place where you work and is comfortable for you to get some notifications or to records the data. So what you see here, I'm just like connected like Google form. When someone answering this form, and it can be any form, of course, not just Google, you have a lot of options here in Albato. The form look like this. So I put some information like work email, first name, last name, company name, and LinkedIn URL, which those are the combinations for getting information from Lusha. So for instance, I can add just like my email, like that. I can also send just the email or just the LinkedIn URL, but sometimes if people just want to add also their full name is also fine. So the three combinations that we are talking about is name and company name, or email or LinkedIn URL. We have some customers that doing the same just with email. They don't want that the customers will add any other information. This is also valid and really common use case. So the person that really filling it, he will not need to really put a lot of data on himself. But let's say that the basic data that I just added, I'll submit the form. And then on the spreadsheet, you'll be able to see here that is just added, see in that hour. Now, what is the next step here? So the next step after I connected the form is connecting Lusha. And what happened here is that I'm mapping the information from the form directly to the enrichment fields of the enrich a contact with Lusha. So when you actually taking this action and choosing it, you can add the first name, last name, company name, email address, and LinkedIn URL, and you can see that the conditions is exactly like I said. So if I have the first name, last name, company name, I don't really need the work email or the LinkedIn URL, but even if someone will add it, so it will enrich with all the information. We have more, it's always better. But if someone just add the email address, also good, it will continue, and also just with the LinkedIn URL. Really easy, mapping it directly from the form. And I'm going to the next step. What is the next step? To go to the sheet that you saw here, but just like in another tab, and you will see in a moment what will happen here. So what I add here is actually a sheet with all the information from Lusha, the enrich information. If it's like the full name, so I can decide, of course, which information I want to get. So when I'm adding the information from Lusha, you have the list of all the data points you can get, and then you can choose what is relevant for you. So I chose for this specific example the phone numbers, email addresses, job title, seniority, company size, main industry, sub-industry, and revenue. In case also when we have some information that from that I want to create like the ICP where lead will be hot or warm or cold. And then I can prioritize it and I would know if that's a hot lead, maybe I will call him first and then to the others. So this is the mapping. And the next step after the mapping is like a little twist to, of course, if we are not adding AI, so I feel like we are in the 90s, right? And the good thing with all the tools that you can use if you're using Claude of Anthropic, ChatGPT of Open AI, or even Gemini of Google, or any other LLM that give you really the smart analysis of the workflow. So here I chose Claude, and I told him something very straightforward that is a B2B sales intelligence analyst. I told him exactly what is the ruling of creating lead hot, which the company size over 50 with employee size, with of course with the job title where you have at least seniority of manager, director, VP, head of, chief, president, and this is like when I'm giving him the instruction that's the skills how you can qualify the leads for me. And of course, I'm adding all the information from Lusha. And once I have this, I also can send it to Slack. And what I did here is just like choose the channel and then add the format of the message, which is new lead alert, with the prompt that I got from my AI agent, and the link for all the leads on the spreadsheet, so I can also review and look at them. And how it look on the spreadsheet. So as you saw, now it's already added. Okay, so when it's live, it will just like when someone submit a form, it will trigger all the actions later. And you can see now that it added me with all the information. My phone number is not in Lusha. That's exclusive, but yeah. And you can see here all my details, my job title, seniority, the information about Lusha. And what now you'll be able to see is that also on the group channel of the leads intelligence, now also I got a notification. You can see right now, we got it like 2 minutes ago when I filled the form, and now I have a lead analysis with the score, the lead summary, what I am, like also that when you contact someone, you know who is he, what he does in the company, things that really will help you to really have the first conversation, a little bit more conversation that you know really with who you're talking and with which company, and of course recommended next actions that you can use, and the link to the spreadsheet with all the information. You can see I did this test as well on Wendy, giving you all the information. Same thing, recommended next step, lead summary, the score, and you need to do it like also to Carolina. In your case, your warm lead, and this is how you can prioritize the leads that you get. You can get it here, And of course, you always can go to the spreadsheet to manage those leads. You can go to the CRM to manage those leads. Maybe you want to verify it first on the form, and then later to push it to a CRM. So this is also actions that you can add. And I think even Wendy, you want to add one more thing about this workflow?
No, actually, it's an amazing workflow. I have shared the link for the template here in the chat. And I also created with Daniel a second version, a little bit more complex version, but just to show you that you have the possibility to add more steps if you want to. Yeah, that's the one Daniel is sharing. Basically, what I created is follows the pretty same logic. So we will receive a form, and then we will enrich this lead information in Lusha. But then, before we request AI for extra information based on our prompt, I will first analyze if it will match some internal requirements that made us consider if this lead is hot or isn't. So Daniel, if you click like in branch 1, yeah. Oh, sorry, maybe you can close and branch 1, like when there are the funnel. Yeah, there. I created some conditions. So for example, if the company size that I'm receiving from the Google Sheets, that is the same information from the form, it's more than 50, and the job position for the lead is manager or director or any of those that AI will analyze, then I will move forward with the sending to the Slack channel this lead. So the sales team will be able to access a qualified lead and prioritize it in the first moment. In the other hand, in this branch 2, if the form contains data from people who work in companies that are less than 50 people, and also doesn't contain any of those job titles that are relevant for us, like manager, VP, director, instead of sending it to the sales in the first moment, considering that this lead isn't qualified enough, maybe we can send it to a MailChimp list. I just add the name of the list I created. So it will activate a sequence, and the sequence will nurture the lead with extra information about your company, and maybe in the future, if it's relevant for the company, you can resume the contact with this lead, and then yes, send it to your pipeline, or even send it to Slack for your team to get in touch and learn more details about them. But at this time, they will be more qualified, and you will have more information about the lead, about the person, about the company. So you can have like a more professional approach and with this whole background around you. That's
Amazing.
it. Just showing
I would
some
just add one
possibilities.
more thing. As you know, sometimes workflows, like when we're creating templates, is something that can be relevant for certain people, and others will need maybe some other tools connected, or maybe any other conditions to add. So this is just to show you what is the root, right? Like with all the main actions, to give you like an example where you can take and also make it tailored to your needs. If you need to change like maybe the form format, or maybe the AI agent, or maybe to add it to your CRM or any other tool, or create different conditions with the branching. So this is like a way to start, that you don't need to start from scratch. You can start with a template that will give you the basic needs, and then from that you can even take it one step further and create something that will be exactly relevant for your use case and for your company.
Exactly, Daniel. Maybe I can share my screen just one last time to show you a little bit more about Albato, because to this moment we are showing you some pre-built automation templates. But if you want to build something from scratch, if you have another idea on how Lusha can connect with other apps and improve your workflows, you can also do it. I will share it here, just a second. Okay, so that's my interface at Albato. We were looking at this at this solutions tab here with the templates, but we also have this automations tab here where you can create those automations from scratch. Here are the automations we are running right now at Albato. And to create a new one, just click. Oh, I clicked it too fast, right? But yeah, you have just to click here on create new automation. And then we have two different views here you can use, like this vertical one or the canvas. That was the one we were using with this flowchart editor. And then you can create your automation from scratch. You just have to select the trigger. If the trigger is Lusha or if it's any other app, you just have to select it here. So this first one is Facebook. Then you select the trigger you want to use, API or webhook. Webhook, it's in real time. Then you select the account. If you haven't connected your account yet, you can connect it here. We have we have in our blog at Albato the instructions to connect all the apps. So if you have any doubts, we'll be there to help you understand how it works. But then in my case, I have already connected my account, so I've just selected here. And then you can fill the additional parameters. Probably I will have to use the other account. Yeah. So in this case on Facebook, the page and the form you want to use. That's simple. Then you click continue. You have to actionate the automation time. You can do it in real time or data migration. That means book historical data. I will select real time here. And then you can test each step or you can test the automation as a whole at the end. I will just skip it here at this moment. And then you will do the same process for the action. You will select the app, we'll select the action, we'll map the fields as Daniel showed in the Lusha's cases. You can test the action or you can run the action in the whole automation as a whole workflow. You can also use our tools. We have here dozens of tools. You can learn a little bit more about them. In our cases, we show the rose gleaning and also the rotor that Danielle talked a little bit more about. And if you're a advanced user, you can create something with custom code. We have JavaScript and Python here. You can try it. And right now we're launching for a beta test Copilot here as well. So you can basically describe what you want to build and it will build for you. Doesn't extra effort needed. And if you have any feedback about how Copilot works, it will be great to listen from you. Just drop in our chat those feedbacks. And we hope that soon this function will be available for all our users. And last but not least, if the app you want to use is not available in our platform, you can use it. You can add it through our no-code app integrator. Just click it here, app integrator, add an app. I have some tests here already. You will give a name for your app, another test from me. And you need to understand a little bit more about API, the API structure of this app. You will check their documentation and then fill the fields here based on information you see on their documentation. On the other hand, if the app allows webhook, you can also do the connection via webhook. It will be a little bit faster and you'll be able to create custom automations as well. I'm talking a little bit more about it because in the subscriptions you receive a question about one user asking on how to integrate, automate Lusha leads research and integrate it with his own CRM. So that's the answer. You will use the connector that we have in Albato for Lusha. And if your CRM still isn't connected in Albato, you can do it through our no-code app integrator.
I think it's also good to mention, Wendy, on the Lusha side of things. I know we talked a little bit about in the beginning, but just for the ones that joined late, when you're connecting to Lusha, the only thing that you would need from Lusha side is the API key that you can find on the Lusha dashboard. All the Lusha actions that you see available on Albato are also referenced in our API documentation, especially for prospecting. One of the examples that Wendy was showing, if you have questions about what can I use to filter, you can see everything in the documentation. If you have any feedback, you can also leave for us over there. But just to mention that everything should be over there as well. And I think we had a question about being recorded this session, and just to confirm that this is recorded, right, Wendy, that we are going to send to everybody here.
Yeah, exactly. It's been recorded. If you have subscribed for the event, probably by tomorrow you will receive an email, not only with the recording, but also with the links for the templates we are using here, and a special offer, both from Lusha and Albato, okay? I'm also sharing here in the chat a tutorial on how to connect to Lusha. We can also send it via email as well, but Carolina share with you the main process for the connection, but there is also this step-by-step tutorial because you have to connect your Lusha account to Albato to be able to run those automations. Okay. What else? We received another question during the subscription process, but if you have any other questions, feel free to drop in the chat. We can reply them live as well. The question we received is how to integrate Lusha with HubSpot and Wix. The first automation, I'm not sure, I think it was the first automation that I showed you, was the automation with the HubSpot integration, Lusha and HubSpot. For Wix, the process is pretty similar. It will depend only on the actions or the triggers you want to run, like it will depend on your use case, but the process is pretty much the same. You can use the solution that we share and just adapt the triggers and actions, or you can create your automation from the scratch using Wix and adapt it to your use case. And if you have any doubt on how to connect Wix and HubSpot, we also have those tutorials in Albato, so it will help you to connect your account. Okay. Yeah, I think we do not have any other questions so far. If you have it, you can feel free to reach out to us later. But in general, I really hope that this section helped you somehow to give the first step to shift from the lead quantity to the lead quality, because as I told you, it's the main conflict right now. And it doesn't matter if you have like a lot of leads, but you doesn't have any qualified leads in your pipeline. So these automations that we share will definitely help you with the qualification, with the enrichment and routing at scale to improve your results. In turn, like static database into dynamic self-updating pipelines. And one last thing is that sometimes people doesn't really like those automations because they are afraid of having those automations replacing people. And I would just like to know that we are using it in Albato. Lusha's team are using it a lot. I know a lot of huge companies that are using automations. And in this new era with automations and AI, it will be mandatory at some moment, but not to replace you, but to reduce your manual work, both for marketing, both for sales, GTM teams, or any other teams in this segment. So you can act in a more strategical way. Look for the right people for your business, create the right approach based on real data, and reach them at the right time with all those informations that you have for convert this lead into a real client for you. That's what I was trying to transmit for you, the main idea. I really hope that it was helpful for you. As we mentioned, soon we are going to send you a mail with all the information. And if you have any questions after the section as well, this video will be available. You can drop in the chat or you can reach out to us. And yeah, maybe Daniel and Carolina, if you have any final message to drop to our audience before we finish this section.
Yeah, I want to say that also the people that knows how to create the best automations and save time for the company, that will be the people and the most important people in the company. So maybe it will be the people that the last to go, right? Like you will be the person that will make life easier for everyone in the company, and also you make the work more efficient. And then it means that also the people that know how to do it, they will have much higher value because when you're creating things like that, you are saving time and effort and money for the company, and that's actually what the future shows us, that we are building things that makes everything more efficient. And I think like if you learn how to do it and don't afraid from it, of course, you're always getting better and making better things for the company you work for, and more money with that, of course.
Yes, yes, definitely. Automation is definitely replacing one thing, which is not wasting too much time on things that, we are spending too much time today. So definitely something that help us all in that way. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here with you guys. I hope that was helpful. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Albato team and to us, Alusha, as well.
It was great, guys. It was great to have you with me today here in this section. It was a huge pleasure, and I hope to see you soon with more projects together. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you.
Have a great